Welcome back. Today, we're doing an episode on your actions being louder than your beliefs. And it's this interesting concept that I've been thinking a lot about, which is like, you can say that you believe something, right? Like, for example, I believe that I'm entitled to peace. I believe that, God will give me peace and give me rest. Like, I believe it.
Yeah.
But then I look at my actual life, like where my time is going, how I'm living, and like I am not living like someone who believes that. My schedule is jam-packed every single minute, not because I want it to be for 12 hours a day, but because I feel like I need it to be in order to see success and in order to make progress. And like that's not someone who looks like they believe that God is going to work things out for them.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think we could really benefit from just doing an episode here on like why it's really important that your actions line up with what you say you believe, because if they don't, then your beliefs don't really matter.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I agree. And it's sort of like this disagreement within you. What we called cognitive disagreement. Within dissonance. That goes on within you, and dissonance is the opposite of harmony. It's the opposite of peace, which a lot of people are seeking for. They want to have peace in their life. They want to, actually achieve what they're going for. But if you have this dissonance within you, it's kind of like you're fighting against yourself. You have what you believe on one hand, but then on the other hand, you have either a lack of actions or different actions than what you believe. And without that, because you understand, to build a house, you stack bricks on top of one brick on top of the other until you build an entire structure.
Yeah.
But if you're not, stacking your actions with your beliefs, each day on top of each other, then you don't get to the point of what you believe. You don't get to the point of what you want to be, because you're not building, you're not stacking one atop another. So the idea is to be able to get yourself in alignment, to get yourself to the point with where what you believe aligns with what you're doing.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal, and I can definitely be a poster child for what it looks like when that's not happening.
Yeah.
I feel like I've experienced in my life many times where that's not happening, and I'm trying to hold on. I'm praying for something. I'm believing for something.
Yeah.
I'm telling everybody, like I'm preaching, like, no, this is what I believe. This is what I believe. This is what I believe. But then, like, it just does not line up with my actions. I don't live like someone who actually believes those things. And it made me think about this thing that I've been seeing a lot on the internet. Like, you'll see it in, like, the comment section of, like, some Christian YouTube video or something. But it'll be someone that's like, my great-grandma always said, you pray like it's all up to God, and you work like it's all up to you.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, and it's like, that. How is that biblical? Because if I'm praying like it's all up to God, believing in God, trusting in God, but then every single day I'm like, okay, I'm in work, God's not going to do it, time to get it done. You're not living like what you believe.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how that got so popular.
Yeah, it's true, and it kind of permeates throughout a lot of the things that we see. But really, what it has to be is your beliefs have to line up with your actions, because like the scriptures say, faith without works is dead. So if you don't have the works to go along with what you say you believe, then what you believe has no way to express it. It can't get to other people, can't communicate, and it will die just by itself. So very important that we don't keep that kind of like that disagreement within us, because at that point what we believe will die, which means what you want to see happen in your heart, the things you want to fulfill in your life, will die. And nobody wants that. You want the hopes, your dreams, you want to see them fulfilled. You instinctively want those things to come into being, and they can't, they won't, if your actions are going against that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And, well, first things first, I don't know if it was your great-grandma who said that, so if it was, like, no offense.
Yes.
There's no offense at your great-grandma. I'm just trying to lay the facts out. Maybe you misheard it from Granny, and that's not how she meant it.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting, like, as I look at my own life and my own schedule, like, and as I try to turn some of the things we're talking about into, like, practical things that you can implement to see change, it's like, if I say that I trust God with my outcomes, with, let's say, something like career success, but again, I don't know what you're going through. This could be anything. This could be your romantic life. This could be health issues, whatever it is that you're going through at the moment, but let's just use the example financial.
Sure.
You say that you trust God, and I guess the first step is to understand what God wants for you, and it's really helpful to talk to Him. If you can't do that, you haven't learned how to do that, start by just reading the Bible and looking up verses that apply to these things. But like, let me just tell you, just in case you don't know, but God's vision for your life is balance. From the beginning to the end. It's not that you would live extremely stressed out in the beginning of your life, and then you would, when you're older, now you would be super happy. That's like kind of the hustle culture we live in. That's absolutely not God's design for your life. The design is balance. When He created the heavens and the earth, He rested on the seventh day. When He created the Sabbath, it is all about balance and a rhythm through life. And that is absolutely what His plan was for you. And so, once you apply that to your work schedule, it will probably look something like, I'm going to work this many hours, and after that, I'm done. I'm going to let God take over the reins. When I rest, I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to spend time studying. I'm going to spend time doing whatever it is that you feel you've been called to do aside from work. If the answer to that's nothing, we got a whole other problem, and we'll probably have to solve that in another video. There should be other things you do on this earth besides work.
Yeah.
But if you say that you trust Him, then your schedule should reflect that. So your day should look like we just said, I'm going to work a certain number of hours, and then after that, I'm going to relax. I'm going to rest. I'm going to just disconnect.
Yeah.
And really simple. Do that for a week. Try it for 1 week. And if you look back at the end of that week and you haven't been able to do it, well, there's your problem. You don't actually believe what you're telling everyone that you believe, because you're saying that you believe He's going to come through for you.
Yeah.
But you're not working. You're working like He's not going to come through for you.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. You've got to change those actions, because if you don't, those actions have way more control over your feelings than your beliefs do.
Right.
If you don't want to feel anxious, well, look at your actions, not at what you preach to people that you believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think maybe there's something that we can look in there, some practical step that we can take there.
Yeah. I mean, really, I think people can understand that when you, like, for example, if you are with your loved ones and you said to them, look, don't worry about, the problem there. I'm going to take care of it. I'll fix it. Spilled milk on the floor. I'll get that up. You relax. And you go, okay. And the next thing I know, you get up, get the mop, and you start cleaning the floor. And I said, wait a minute. I thought you understood that I was going to take care of that.
Yeah.
And you said, oh, I did. I said, well, then why don't you let me get it up?
Exactly.
See, your actions are going against what you say you believe.
Yeah.
And your loved ones and everybody around you is confused. They can't help you, because when they try to help you, they don't know which way to do it.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what you're saying, is you got to get your actions to line up with your beliefs, so at least everybody around you and, what you believe as far as God helping you, at least He knows where to go to help you and how to get you over this thing. And this is the main point that you're making. If you don't even know which way you're going, how is anybody else around you trying to help you gonna know which way to do that? So that's a very good point. I like that. I like the way you put it.
Yeah, I think it was interesting.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like when I think about what's one practical thing we can give you to like try to start changing those actions. Like, first things first, we're going to do an episode on that next.
Yeah.
So check that one out. It's coming. But for right now, I think just ending the video with something practical, I'm always trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think today you can look for one action that doesn't align with a belief that you have. And just one. Just try to find one place in your life where you believe something and you don't act congruent with what you say to people that you believe.
Okay.
Just identify one. Just identify it. Yeah. Just find it. I'm not asking you to change anything. I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm asking you just to identify it, just to find one.
Yeah.
And then I think in the next episode, we'll talk a little bit more about how to actually change that. But
good.
I think for today, that's good.
All right.
Yeah, with that said, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.